Welcome back, beloved souls. My name is Gem, Jem, Gemstone. And the reason I'm making another commentary is several-fold. I'm a widow on a pension, don't get a lot of money, so I only have a second-hand laptop and a Logi camera. And I've got a subscription to Microsoft Office, but I've already, with my PowerPoints, used up 30% of my entitlement, and I have to wait to the end of the month till it renews. So in the meantime, I've decided to fill up with commentaries. Please also remember, I am an author and I'm published my books at Amazon. There's over 30 books there. I'm sure you'll find one that you like. This commentary video is very interesting and we can all relate to it. Why time feels faster as we get older. When we're children, time feels endless. Summers stretch out forever. A single school day feels like a lifetime, and waiting for something as simple as Christmas morning seems unbearable. But as we grow older, something changes. Weeks begin to blur. Years pass in what feels like a blink of an eye. Suddenly, you're looking back and wondering, how did I get from childhood to here so quickly? Psychologists and philosophers have asked this question for centuries. Why does time seem to speed up as we age? One idea is that it's all about proportion. When you're 5 years old, a single year is 20% of your entire life. That's huge. When you're 60, 1 year is less than 2% of your life. So, relative to your experience, each year feels smaller, faster, and easier to lose track of. Another explanation comes from novelty. Children are constantly learning, experiencing new things, absorbing the world like a sponge. Their days are filled with this. The first time riding a bike, the first time going to school, the first time making a friend. All of these new experiences stretch time because the brain is paying attention, recording every detail. But as adults, our lives become more routine. We wake up, go through the motions, and repeat the same patterns. The brain doesn't bother to record every detail because it already knows the script. So, when we look back, there are fewer memories to fill the space. Time seems shorter because our minds compress it. And then there's waiting. When you're young, or even just younger, waiting for something makes time crawl. I remember those afternoons as a single mother waiting for my child to come home from school. The hours was dragged. Sometimes I would just sleep to make the time pass. But now, at the age of 64, I still go back to bed in the mornings, and yet the day races by. It's strange. I do much less, and yet time moves faster. Part of it is solitude. When we don't see people often or only go out once a week, days can blend into another without markers or special moments to separate them. They pass like water through our fingers. Suddenly, a month is gone, a year is gone, and we ask ourselves, where did the time go? Grief changes time too. It's been 5 years since Rob died, and 4 years since Jimmy, my dog, passed away. Those numbers don't seem real. How can 5 whole years have slipped past since that loss? And yet, at the same time, grief can stretch a single day into eternity. When you're living with absence, every hour feels heavy. But when you look back, those years seem like a blur. Addiction does strange things to time as well. I was a drug addict for 17 years, and I've been clean for 4. 17 years should feel like a lifetime, but the past 4, living clean, feels longer in a way, because when you're actually living your life, you feel it more vividly. Time still races, but the weight of it, the meaning of it, stretches out. So maybe it's not just about clocks and calendars. Maybe time isn't really something that passes the same for everyone. Maybe time is an experience. When life is new, when it's full of change, learning and pain, time expands. When life becomes familiar, routine, or when we don't notice the little things, time contracts. And yet, even though we feel time slipping through our fingers faster and faster as we age, maybe that's what makes it precious. When we're young, we think there will always be more time. As we get older, we realize there isn't. Suddenly, decades are behind us, and what's left feels fragile. It can feel overwhelming looking at the calendar and knowing there are fewer years ahead than behind. But maybe the trick is not to count the years, but to fill them, because one day lived with awareness, with meaning, with connection, can feel longer than a whole month of routine. Maybe that's the secret to slowing down time, not literally, but in how we experience it. Add new things into your life, no matter how small. Break the routine. See new places. Learn new skills. Meet new people. Give your brain something new to record. That's what makes days stretch again. That's what makes life feel more fuller. Time will always move at the same pace on a clock, but how we experience it, that's in our hands. So, yes, time flies as we grow older, but it doesn't mean life has to fly past unnoticed. The more we live with intention, the more we slow it down, and the more we make peace with where we've been and where we're going. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment below. Is time moving fast for you, or is it slow? As I said, I'm 64. I can remember being a little girl. I can remember holidays and being so bored. So drop a comment. I love comments. I am grateful for comments. I am grateful for you, for every view. Okay, please be kind to each other and to yourselves. Thanks again. Love, light, and blessings. Bye.